How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to bring a video to you on my portfolio. And I like to be very open and honest with this. I can't do it all the time because I have so many different accounts, as you see up here. But I love to be able to update you guys every month or so, maybe every couple months, on what I actually hold in my portfolio. Now, if you want to see all the daily buys and sells, I'm not a day trader by any means, but if you want to see those, you can check out the Patreon. Link is beneath the video, so you can definitely check that out. Everyone there gets to see exactly what I buy and sell. So I'm going to show you my crypto portfolio and my stock portfolio, and I'm going to show you it by weighting. Now, I always get crap whenever I do this from people that say, hey, show me your actual accounts because they think that I'm lying here on what I'm holding. But I would show them, except for the fact I have literally 7 accounts just for stocks. Then I also have 3 accounts for crypto. So it is a lot of moving around, and I have to blank out different account numbers and stuff like that. I'd rather just put it in a portfolio like this. Plus, I have overlapping stocks where I might have, you can see here, I have 160 shares in one portfolio, 190, 19. So that doesn't give you a good picture of this overall. So I'm going to show you actually how it's weighted overall between all my portfolios, and you can see where my money is mostly invested. So again, if you guys don't mind just hitting the like button, I really appreciate that. This is something that takes a little bit longer to do. And then also, if you guys want, there is a new deal through Webull where if you deposit $5 on their platform, you get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Also, there is a link down there to some of the apps that I will be talking about for crypto that actually give you a bonus and also give you an interest rate. So you can see here how I broke it down. I changed it. Now I have, these are all the number of shares that I have in each portfolio. And I have a decent amount of holdings. I have about 50 holdings. So some of these are similar because they are index funds. I have like 3 or 4 accounts that have different ticker symbols for different indexes. But overall, I have about 45 different stocks. Now, that's probably over diversified a little bit. But I think overall, it's not terrible. It's not like I have 100 or anything like that. I can keep up with it. It's just a little bit difficult. Now, I do have some cash in my portfolios too. So I didn't include that in today's numbers. But overall, I probably have about 15,000 or so, just ballpark. Could be plus or minus 5,000 or something like that in my accounts, just in cash that will be going into stocks soon. So I just took all the different shares times the price at today's price, and this will give me the percentage of my portfolio. And again, we'll get to crypto here in a second. You can see humble, very small percentage. It's a very small position. I put in like some extra pocket change in, out of one of my accounts in it when it was a long time ago, like back in the spring. It's a fintech company, COUV, probably my worst investment of all time. Went down a significant amount, but I only put a small amount in it, so that's a good thing. A lot of these penny stocks, I put in a very small amount in. So I still think that they'll do well over time, but I was not too greedy and put, so much money in it that I couldn't lose it or get over it. Like I put in a couple $100s in a lot of these different penny stocks from months ago, and I've kept them in there. So then we have Big 5 Sporting. This is dividend play. It did really well last quarter. I'm not sure how it's going to do over the next couple quarters, but it's part of my dividend portfolio, just a small allocation. Time, another biotech company, pharma company. Bullish on it long term, but not really adding too much. Packer, this is a trucking company that's also getting into autonomous trucking. CTXR, I added to this one this week, and it's actually done quite poorly since I added just yesterday on Thursday. So it's done quite poorly since then, but they actually have good news. I think they're going to do fine long term. FRSX, another one that kind of got hit hard over the last 2 or 3 months. I think, though, a lot of these penny stocks will probably come back once we see a little bit more of a bull market because people are still a little bit cautious now. QCOM, big company, great dividend payer, definitely in the 5G space. ABML, long-term battery recycling play. I'll just go a little bit faster through these. Fubo, I like this long-term. Haven't added since my first position, though. It's a gambling/streaming service. We have ARCG, just to get diversification into some of the other genomics plays. SoFi, I've been holding on to this one since they announced, and I'm up a decent amount, so I don't plan on... Some of these I wouldn't mind selling if they pumped up a lot. Thing is, I do have to pay taxes a decent amount because they are short-term gains. VACQ, space company. Foot Locker, I've been holding this one. I'm up like 100%. Sens, still up a decent amount. Actually, it went up. I bought it around $1.50, then $1.70, or actually reverse, $1.70, then $1.50, and then I've been holding it. It went up to $4, and I sold half around $4, and now it's around $3.60. It's been fluctuating, so I made out like a bandit on this. I pretty much sold all of my initial investment and got a nice return. I forgot what it was, like 20 or 30%, and then I'm still holding on to half the shares. So holding on to those long term, but wanted to sell out just to take some profit off the table because it had gone up so much. DMTK, small position, but I like what they're doing. They do cancer testing via stickers, or like you put a little patch on, then rip it off, and then you can send it into the lab. BNGO, been holding this one since it was $1.25. I haven't sold any either. CCIV, been holding this one. Again, another one that I held really early on. DKNG, I'm down a little bit in this. This is obviously DraftKings. I like them long term. Some of these I bought when my portfolio was so much smaller than it is now. I never got to build up a position like I would if I was putting in money now. Like CCIV, I think I put like $400 in. Now I'd be putting in significantly more than that. If we were back when it was announced, I would have put in maybe, because right now I'm putting in larger amounts. But I just had a different size portfolio back then. Planet 13, PaySafe, both around 1%. Planet 13, I've been in for a long time. Long time is in like a year and a half or something like that. So got in early on that one. AGTC, just holding this one. Another kind of biotech play. Etsy, I really like this one. I picked it up after they had some bad earnings, and I'm up like 20% or something like that in the last month or two. AHAC, another biotech company, pretty cool. They're a SPAC merging with Humacyte. I believe it's pronounced Humacyte. It's been so long since I've looked at it. It's a SPAC around $10, so I haven't been really wanting to sell it. AMC, bought to be part of the movement recently. I'm going to hold on to it. ARK, another diversification play. MP Materials, I like them long term. I wouldn't mind adding some more. They've come up a decent amount, about 30 to 40% since I was really buying heavy. Apple, I've been buying more recently. I wouldn't mind having more Apple. I was buying in the 120s, now it's 140-ish, but I would like them more of as like a long-term cash play because I think they'll appreciate, and they do pay a slight dividend, but I don't see them as a huge growth play. They're actually not the best value, I think, out of the big tech companies, but they're so steady, and they've been at the same price, give or take $15. So like 10% for like 9 months or something like that. IIPR, great REIT. I bought really early on at like $60, and now it's $200. It's a cannabis REIT play, and they pay really nice dividends. They're up to like a 6% dividend, but now it's like at 2.5% because it's gone up so much. The price has gone up so much this last year, but they raised the dividends by like 6% a year, something like that. GNPK, my largest space play, kind of it's a collection of different companies. So it's kind of like a conglomerate of little space companies. It's still really well priced, I think, for what it is. Square, I bought this when it was like $225. It's $240 now. I think Square's a little bit richly valued, but I think it's going to continue to grow pretty quickly. STEM, this is another company that I would have liked to add more to, but I just didn't. It's another energy play. Store Capital, a great dividend payer. I have this in my dividend portfolio and then also just in my Roth. So I like it in the Roth too because tax-free dividends. Teladoc we have here. We have one of the best stay-at-home or one of the telemedicine companies. So one of the best telemedicine companies out there. I think that's really going to be important moving into the future because I don't think a lot of people will want to go in to see doctors. Now, they've come down a lot since I started investing in them. They went up a lot, and then they came down a lot, and I've just been sitting on a lot of it since then. Coinstock, I bought all the way down to about $250. I didn't buy much more than that. If it hit around $200, I was going to buy more, but it's kind of fluctuated back to $250. So I'm still down a decent amount, but I think this is going to be a great stock long term, and it's by far the largest crypto exchange on the market right now that you can buy. And then I have the top 10. We have Google. I just started adding to this week or the week before. I love Google. I think they continuously outperform, and I think they are pretty decently valued. I mean, they're expensive, but compared to some of the other companies that have these same metrics and stats, I think Google is going to do quite well, and I think it's going to continue to outperform in the future. If you look at their last quarter and multiply that out by 4, their price to earnings ratio isn't actually that bad. JP Morgan, great bank, probably the number 1 bank in the world. JP Morgan also pays a nice dividend too, and they have a lot of cash. Facebook, I would love to build this up even more. They kind of ran away from me. I was buying them around 150, and then they ran up to 220, and I bought around 220. Then they ran up to 300, and I waited a little bit, and then it ran up to 320. I bought some more. Now it's at like 350. Part of the $1 trillion club. I love Facebook. Disney stock, another one that I think is kind of an interesting risk reward. And I bought a lot of it early on, like in the $100, $120 range. Now it's around 170. Tesla, I bought a lot of this pre-split. Was it a split? Yeah, it was a split. I bought a lot of it pre-split. I'm up like 200% on some of it. And then I bought some recently when we dipped to 580. Now it's at like 680 a month or two later. Then VOO, this isn't part of the top 10 because I just didn't want to include indexes in there. I included it in this percentage down here. So VOO, FRKAX, and then another index fund I included in this 19%. So indexes are 19% of the overall portfolio. So let's move down here. VYGVF Voyager. I've been adding to this one because it's been so beaten down. I think they're going to blow out expectations over the next couple quarters. There still will be hate depending on where crypto's at. But if crypto bumps up a little bit, Voyager's going to do quite well. Even if it doesn't, if it stays around this level, with the number of people that they're adding on their platform and the amount of revenue they're bringing in, if they can just stay consistent, the price is going to go up. They're around $17 right now. Their price to sales isn't that bad. The margin on their business is quite good too. So I like them. CLSK, Bitcoin miner. You can see that between these two and then coin, I have about 12.5% in crypto-related stocks. And then we have another index, like I said, GHVI, Matterport, great company, would love to add more. Added a little bit more recently once they announced their partnership with Facebook. I'd love to own more long term. Then we have Palantir, just a great software company. I think what they're doing is going to be really important moving into the future with data analytics and with pretty much every company needing to know how to analyze data. And a lot of them would have to hire a whole team, which would be much more expensive than just hiring Palantir. And Palantir's already got everything set up and is superior. Then we have Tattooed Chef. I love Tattooed Chef. Whenever it falls down, I want to pick up more. I think someone asked me recently, why is it your number 1 position? And I said, well, I've made a lot of videos. You can go check it out. And he said, well, I just want to hear, like in a quick version, why is Tattooed Chef your number 1 position? And I said it like this, give or take, because I wasn't planning on, saying this. So I just want to I'm not sure I said it exactly like this, but this is essentially why I said it. Like, they have a lot of cash, right? They have, I believe it's 9 figures in cash. They have new facilities that they just bought for very cheap. And they got a great deal. They're going to add a ton of revenue. So I think they paid 35 mil cash. They're going to add 200 million in revenue a year from these coming soon. And this isn't baked into their revenue right now, the revenue estimates. They're growing quite quickly, especially for a food play. They are better priced than the other companies that are similar to it. So on a price to sales ratio, they are much cheaper than Beyond Meat or Very Good Food Company. Their products are fantastic too. That's the other thing. I've tried out like 6 or 7 in one day, and they were all, well, not all of them. They weren't all my favorite, but a couple of them were like restaurant grade food. Also, they haven't gotten into snacks. They haven't gotten into stores or a lot of other stores yet besides like the major 4 or 5 that they're in now. And then also they haven't gotten into restaurants. If they ever have food that's in like Burger King or McDonald's or something, that's going to be huge too. So right now I think we're just early, and they're highly shorted, which means that there's still a deal to be had here because some people are betting against it. They're not all on the same train yet. It's not like Google where no one is shorting Google or Apple or anything like that because everyone likes them. And I haven't looked at their short interest, but there are certain companies that people just don't short because there's no point in it. They're too big, they're too powerful, they're going to grow. And Tattooed Chef hasn't gone there yet, but I think it could in the future. Like, who's out there shorting Coca-Cola? I don't know. There's not much to be had there, not much to be gained. So eventually one day we might get there in Tattooed Chef. Now, you can tell that this isn't really edited. I'm just talking to you like we're friends, having a drink or something. Probably rambling a little bit too much, but I think that's good every once in a while. So then let's take a look at crypto. So overall, I should say too, that portfolio is about 107,000 or so in stocks. And that is not accounting for the cash. So 107,000 invested. Also, I should say we are on a red day, a pretty red day here on Friday. So some of those prices are down like 5 to 10% even on some of them. Then we have crypto. So let's take it line by line here. Bitcoin. I have about 0.4 in Voyager, about 0.4 Bitcoin, about 1/4 or 0.25 in BlockFi. And this is the price over here. I'd like to add more to Bitcoin. I am adding more. I want to put about 40% of my crypto into Bitcoin specifically. I really want to get up to a full Bitcoin, which will take probably several more months now, but we'll see. I want to buy more though. Then we have Ethereum. I have almost 10 of them. I can't wait to get 10. I'm like half an Ethereum away from 10. I'm excited about Ethereum long term. Bitcoin is like store of value gold, and then Ethereum is like the internet. You can build things on it. People need it. People need to buy it to spend it for different fees. I think Ethereum is kind of higher risk, higher reward if there's a down market, but I think so many people are using Ethereum now. It's going to do quite well. Even in a bear market, it's going to hold up better than a lot of other smaller cryptos. Maybe not as well as Bitcoin, but pretty close. And then on the upside, I think it will go up probably a little bit faster. So Bitcoin is a little bit safer, but I really want to get one full Bitcoin. And then Ethereum with EIP 1559, I think will be quite good in it, moving over to Ethereum 2.0. Now, both of these I hold on Voyager and BlockFi because they give me interest rates. The Trust Wallet, there's another reasoning for why I have a little bit on Trust Wallet, but these pay interest rates, so I love having it on these. If you guys want, there are links underneath the video to get a bonus and to get an interest rate on them. They pay different amounts, and depending on where the market is, more people are willing to borrow it. So that's how they actually get interest rates a lot of the time, is they go lend it out to institutions that want to short it or go long on it or whatever, and they get interest, or they get paid for that, and then they give you an interest rate. So they change some of them, like BlockFi recently changed their rates, but if the market goes back and goes crazy again, they'll probably raise their rates again. So both of those are linked down below if you want them. Then we have Cardano. I have about 6,400 of them. It's kind of like a competitor to Ethereum, but not much is built on it yet. Then we have Polkadot, Layer 2 Solution, Matic, VeChain. These are smaller positions, and I just bought Matic for the first time the other day. VeChain I really like. It's like a bridge between crypto and the real world. And then we have VGX. It's Voyager token, and it's going to be really important for their Voyager loyalty program, which is coming here in a couple months. And I think that will cause the price to go up pretty dramatically. I could see this being like by far probably the best returning one on this list. It's riskier because it's tied. I believe it's the smallest market cap on this list besides SYA, and it's very specifically tied to Voyager, the app. Then we have Doge. I just have a little bit. I just bought it a while ago. Then SYA, which is one I actually got paid in SYA for something, for a video and a sponsored video a while ago, and I'm keeping it. I think they have a lot of potential, but I probably will trade it here. I'll probably sell it off. They had a catalyst recently that they were posting about on Twitter, and it did go up a decent amount. So I might sell some of this soon, but I'll probably keep some too. It's by far though the riskiest crypto that I have here because it's a very small market cap. I think it's like 25 million or something like that. Then we have BNB. I have about 13 of them. I'm gonna buy more. Actually thinking about it, I forgot. I do have a couple more on another platform on Binance. So we'll change this. I believe it's right around 16. Okay. Then I have a little bit in SafeMoon. These I didn't put the amount. I just put the dollar amount because the price is so annoying. It's like 0.00000, and then I have like 95 billion worth of it. So I just put the price of it. Then SafeMoon, I have a little amount. I bought it to show how to buy it. Then I didn't add much more. Nothing against it. I just wanted to throw money in other places. And then I have stablecoin, about 27.4 thousand. Pays a nice amount, like 7.5 to 9% interest, depending on the platform. And I love that. That you get that, and then it's just pegged to the US dollar. It doesn't fluctuate in price, so I get paid like $250 a month in passive income from just my stablecoin, give or take a few dollars. So overall, the portfolio is about $90,000, just short of it. Most of it in Bitcoin, some of it a decent amount, about the same in Ethereum, and then Cardano is about 10% of it. And then down the line, you can see I have smaller positions in all these other ones. VeChain is about 1.6%. And then we have SYA being about 3.2. And then we have BNB being about 5.1. So overall, it's a decent sized portfolio. It's almost the same size as my stock portfolio. But when you take out the stablecoin, I suppose we should do that. It's significantly less. So if we just take that out here, it should be around 61,000, which is about half the size of my stock portfolio. And then again, 25 or 27.5 thousand in cash, and then another 15,000 in cash or so in the stock portfolios. So overall, I'm sitting about 40,000 in cash. Would love to deploy some of that into stocks and some into crypto. I always think leaving some money on the sidelines is important. So I'm sitting around 20% cash or so, just getting ready in case something happens. And right now, with stablecoin paying so much, I don't mind sitting on a good amount of cash, because honestly, you're not going to find probably a better risk to reward than stablecoin. At least if you're looking for something that's not super risky. So holding cash right now isn't a bad thing in my mind if it's in stablecoin, but again, not a financial advisor. There are risks to stablecoin just like anything else. So that is the portfolio. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know what you think about it down below and what I should be adding more to. What should I be, cutting out completely? Let me know. And let me know what you guys are adding to. Thank you guys. If you guys want the link down to Webull or Patreon, you can check those out beneath the video, along with the crypto brokers too. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.